That was an interesting countdown. Okay, and so now I'm gonna go live here.
What happened?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sips and Scripts Live, the cocktail, and we talk about one of our favorite films from the past and present. And sometimes we do new films that we've never seen before.
First of all, Scripts Live was an interesting way. I like that. Okay.
My what?
I feel like, is that what we calling it now? Sips and Scripts Live?
Well, might as well. Might as well.
That's so funny.
My name is Kirsten Jackson. I am a blogger and cocktail influencer at lowcountrysocialite.com.
And I am Terrell Bernard, and I watch movies and watch movies.
And I am the fabulous Taylor Rose, who is
Oh,
an entertainment
brother.
blogger at inmytheater.com. Welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Welcome to the
welcome to
show.
the show.
How is y'all doing? Have y'all missed us? We missed you.
Yeah, we've had some scheduling stuff going on, so we haven't been here. We took a big old break, but we're back.
Yep, for the
Yay.
one time. For the one
Hallelujah.
time.
And
Mhm.
we're back with something so interesting and unique. I bet you've never seen a movie like this before.
I bet you have.
Yeah, actually, it's honestly, I feel like all of these movies of this type follow the same kind of like
Yeah, that
play
same
script or
formula.
whatever.
Well, tell the people what movie you're talking about.
We are talking about Me Time, which is a 2020 film from Netflix on with that stars Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg. It came out in August. It was definitely a straight to Netflix film. It stars Kevin Hart, Regina Hall, Taj Mowry, Anna Maria Horsford, John Amos, and Mark Wahlberg. Like I said, and it is basically it's a comedy, if that's what you like to call it. It is a comedy, where
It had its moments.
it did, it had its moments. And Kevin Hart is a stay-at-home dad who is married to Regina Hall. They have two children. Regina Hall is this like famous architect, and his best friend is Mark Wahlberg. His name is Huck in the movie, and he's just this go carefree 44-year-old who always has insane birthday parties, and the movie plays out. The movie plays out.
Yes, it does.
It plays out. So, yeah,
It's definitely a movie.
it's definitely one. So, before we get too far into the weeds, I don't think any one of us has ever seen this movie before. Like yesterday, when we decided we wanted to watch it. um, so, this is one of those random times where it's like, let's pick a random movie and see what we can pull out of it. So, but before we get there, Kirsten, we need a drink.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, okay. So, um they talk about a spirit in the movie. So, like Kevin Hart, what's his character's name? Sonny. Sonny. He
Which
does this really corny joke with about let me get a tequila. And everyone's like,
what?
Yeah.
what? So I was like, well, let's make a tequila drink, obviously. And we're gonna make the most popular tequila drink ever.
A tequila sunrise.
No.
But that would
No.
be so perfect. A tequila sunrise. His name is Sunny. They're talking about tequila. Gosh.
Okay, well then do you want to do the drink
No.
portion? I mean, you low key right, but you go to hell. And two,
I see. I see.
No, we're just gonna do a margarita, which is the most popular tequila drink.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
Margaritas.
Yeah.
But you're
Okay.
right. We could have done a tequila sunrise. Man, next time, okay? Listen, I'm doing the best I can with this movie, okay?
Absolutely. I believe in you.
But no, tequila drinks. I mean, margaritas are like super easy. They're the most popular tequila drink. They're easy. So we're gonna make a pineapple margarita.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make it with this tequila blanco by Prospero. This was sent to me last year by this company, Prospero. Prospero Tequila. It's a tequila blanco. So basically a clear. Most tequila blancos are clear.
Love it.
And we'll need some triple sec. Triple sec. It's always in a margarita. And some lime juice,
Mm.
which I'm actually not even using fresh lime juice, but I have a fresh lime. And we're going to use some pineapple juice.
Good enough for me.
So we're going to give a shake to these things. So we're going to start off with our shaker that is already full of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to fill it with. We'll start with our tequila first.
Okay.
Actually, no. We'll start with pineapple juice first.
Okay.
Right. We will just start. How about that?
Yes. We will get started here. So, 2 ounces of pineapple juice. And I love that sound.
You probably no. That was gonna be a bad joke.
What were you gonna say?
I said you probably hear it every night, but you know. I feel like that's
No.
weird to secretly call people alcoholics on live.
I've been called worse.
Honestly.
Shut your danged mouth. 2 ounces of tequila blanco and 3/4 ounce of lime juice. And 3/4 ounce of triple sec.
Love it.
All right. So we're gonna put our top on our shaker and give it a shake. And we've already got a glass here filled with ice.
That ice looks good. It looks so good.
It's my chipped ice from my Frigidaire.
That's a pretty good.
My Frigidaire. Oh my gosh, shakers get so freaking. Woo. And we're gonna strain it into our rocks glass. Here we go. Pineapple margarita.
Yum.
All right. Very good. So, did I spill ice on me or water? Anyway, yes, he is. All right, so Kayla, why don't you open us up with this movie?
Sure. So, like I said, the movie the setup. We got Sonny married to Regina. They got 2 kids. He's a stay-at-home husband, and she is a famous architect. And then we have the other players in the game, which is Mark Walberg, who is Huck in the movie. He is his longtime best friend. They've been friends since they were 5. He's the wild guy. He used to work at an ad agency. He was really popular, but their lives took a different direction. Sonny got married, had kids. Mark continued to just kind of be that single bachelor lifetime person, and they drifted away. And so we start the beginning half of the movie is kind of setting us up that scene of you seen them being um wild together. You see him get married, and then you see Kevin or Sonny kind of doing all of the things, all of the roles. I'm talking with the kids, I'm getting them ready for school, I'm bringing them to school. He's the head of the PTA, he's the person in charge of the talent show. And so we see all of that. And of course, we get the movie is kind of getting into like, you need to go out and have some fun. Like, you don't have a lifestyle outside of your kids. Go and have fun. Go meet up with your best friend and do another wild birthday party with him. And so that's what he does. Basically, he he tries to go with Huck and relive his youth while his wife takes the kids to San Juan to their her parents' house for spring break. And there is a her client who we'll talk a little bit about in this movie, who kind of seems to be on her booty this entire movie. And she thought it was crazy that her husband was like, who is this man? Who is this man? But we can get into it. We can get into it, y'all. Well, let's get into it. Actually, first, my first question for you guys is kind of like, um, do you guys have friends that are in mixed places? Like you guys' lives are in different stages and um, you know, and how do you guys kind of navigate those friendships being in different spaces? If you have them.
No, I'm old, and all the people I know are old, and everyone is doing. They most likely started before I started with their
Ooh,
families and that
yeah.
good stuff. So yeah, like I look on Facebook, and some of them are like graduating, going to college, graduating college. I'm like, mine is in elementary school and not in school yet. So no.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that is a difference though. You got people who have kids who are grown up versus the people who have kids with little kids. That's a difference.
Yeah,
Um,
but not like
But it
with
doesn't really affect you, is what you're trying to
yeah,
say.
yeah, it's like parent stuff.
Okay. Yes.
yeah, I definitely do experience that because I'm a woman in her 40s and I don't have kids. So, and I don't know if, kids will be in the cards for me in this lifetime or not. We shall see. But um, so it's very different. It's also difficult to make friendships with people that are my age because most people my age, um, have children or, like they're married with children or whatever. So it's hard navigating those friendships and a lot of stuff I have to do alone. Um,
Yeah.
because I mean, like as far as like hanging out with friends, because not everybody can like drop everything to go do things and stuff like that. So um, so I navigate those friendships with um a bit of patience. I kind of have to. I've like kind of decided here lately that I'm going to make the effort to make more friends that like are I don't know, children, but that can that that can that or like that are closer to my situation because it's frustrating like because and not to knock any of I love all of my friends but it's difficult to because I'm not in the same journey that they're in. But of
Hmm.
course, we can still be friends, obviously. But
Of course.
and uh, what's the, it's a lot of the reason why a lot of my friends are younger. Kayla, you and I became friends.
We did.
Um, but you are significantly younger than I am. But I have a few friends that are like younger than me. But yeah, So that's how I try to navigate those friendships with patience, because I understand, like, because I've had people that will be like mad because somebody can't like drop everything and go do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, first of all, that's not how anybody's schedule works.
Mm-mm.
Two, it's not gonna be how somebody's schedule works that is like married and has children and like stuff like
I can guarantee you it's not
that.
how my schedule works, and I'm not married or with kids. I promise you, I'm not gonna drop nothing if I don't want to. Now, if I
Right.
want to and I am willing to, I will drop something for you. But if you just
But
want to,
people will assume that. And I've had like people assume a lot of stuff about me, my schedule, my finances, because I don't have children. And it's like one of my pet peeves. Anybody who knows me knows that I like clothes and I like, to buy stuff. And people, I have had so many people say to me, "Oh, you can do that because you don't have kids. You can do that." Like lots of stuff that I do. You can do that because you don't have kids. And that may or may not be true. However, I also know women with children who do the same things, and like I think it's really all about what you prioritize. For me, I prioritize my wardrobe. Now, not a lot of people do that. Or I prioritize other things. Like my mom, she dressed to the nines every day,
and
and
does
she had children. So,
dress down, and she could dress
yeah.
in a house dress at that, and you'd be like, "Oh, mother, where did you get that? Where y'all get
Yeah.
this from?"
But people will throw that on you all the time. Oh, you can do this because you don't have kids, or you can buy this because you don't have kids. I'm like, I mean, that may or may not be true, like I said, but I hate when people say that to me. I hate.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I would say the same. I think the biggest thing, even about this movie, teaches you how much communication is necessary in all of these things. So you see in the movie there are two real pieces where communication would have came in real good handy. The first would be with the wife and her client, and then with Mark or Sunny and Huck. So, which one y'all want to go with first? Y'all want to go with the client, Mr. Armando, or y'all want to go with Hook?
Um, what did you say we were doing with them?
Talking about the communication mishaps that happened throughout this movie that would
Oh,
save them from all of this crazy foolishness.
Yeah, because we can go with Armando
Let's
and
go with Armando, okay, and
yeah,
Miss Regina.
yeah.
Well, like I said, Miss Regina, what her name was something. It started with N. I couldn't think of it because to me, I was like, that's not like a boy name.
Maya Fisher.
yeah. It was
Was
her name was
it?
Maya. Hmm.
There was someone. Oh, you know what? He might have been referring to the guy who was working on his house before he hired Maya. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, well then never mind. Her name is Maya. Well, she has this client. His
You
name is
know.
Armando. She's an architect. She is like, you know what architects do: dress down houses and do all that other stuff and da da da. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But they are at a dinner, Maya and Sunny, with him. He's this like famous guy. There is someone who makes condoms, culturally appropriate condoms, which I was like, what the
What does
heck
that
is
even
that?
mean? What does
Because
that even mean?
I didn't understand that, but I wanted to really, really bad. And then I can't remember what the other couple did. And they're all these like world changing people, rich. And it comes down to, what do you do, Mr. Sunny? And it's like, I stay at home with the kids. But Armando, he was jazzing up Miss Maya, touching her shoulder, giving her all of these props about how great she was and how amazing. And so she showed up on vacation in a cheap airplane while they were in San Jose, at spring break at her mom's house. Just showed up out of the blue, random.
Um, I felt like he was completely disrespectful to their relationship, and not to make any excuses for him, but he was a rich white guy. And, you know, he already had this entitlement, and it was Maya was really just another person. So he completely disregarded her husband. But I don't obviously, well, at the end, spoiler alert, we find that he wasn't even really interested in Maya like that.
Like no, yeah, like he really was like that.
That's my best friend. But
Yeah.
interesting is all of the miscommunication that happened in between for me because one, he tried to talk to her about his feelings about Armando, and she just kind of brushed it off and was like, I don't see nothing wrong. What are you talking about? And then when he showed up with the seaplane while Sonny was out there fooling around with Huck and she was visiting the parents with the children, and he tried to address it again, and she kind of was just like, he just showed up, just kind of shrugged it off. And
Yeah.
if he had had a conversation about like, hey, these are my real feelings, this is what I really like, do you really not see that this is an issue? Because it's an issue. They wouldn't have had all that to where he about to commit a felony. Because I'm pretty sure pooping in, breaking in people's houses and shitting on their bed and then running over they animals get you in jail.
That Uber driver was hilarious.
I really like her. I really like her. She's funny. She's been in a couple of other things, and I really hope
I
she has
never
lower.
saw her before, but yeah, she
I
was
had
hilarious.
never seen her before again. I liked her. There were like a lot of to me the most enjoyable characters in this movie were the, like, I guess, satellite characters,
Yes.
like the
Yeah.
friends at school, the parents at school, um the lady, the I think her name was Jill, the black lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
She I had never seen her in anything before, but I knew who she was because I to a podcast called the Bechtel Cast. I think that's one she was on. And so like she's like, comedic actor, comedian, and she was really great in this film. The other parents, they were hilarious.
I almost wish the movie was about them, honestly, truly, because they,
Right.
to me, they, everyone else in this movie was funny, except for
Yeah.
Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg, honestly, truly.
I think I wouldn't say that Kevin Hart wasn't funny. I just feel like it was this movie felt like, and I could be right or I could be wrong, whatever. But like, you know how like actors assign a three picture deal, and this was like the third
Mhm.
picture. Like let me just get this over with. Like it was almost like his heart wasn't even in it. Like it was just like watching just it was the performance. It was almost like it was called. It was just phoned in. Like, all right, here you go,
like I'm
take
here. I'm gonna
that.
give y'all my. It was like if you saw Kevin Hart before and you watch this movie, but okay, it's just
Right.
Kevin Hart
What
being
is
Kevin
this?
Hart, and just like in every other thing you see Kevin Hart in, it was like okay. Now it was a few things I did. I don't remember which ones they were, but it was a few points where I busted out laughing. Just some stuff he would say, but
Really?
he, it wasn't like it was like see what you did with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, we had some scenes that were like physical, the whole mountain lion scene,
Oh, that
but
was terrible.
That was
yeah,
something.
and it's like go back mauled by a mountain lion.
He
Why
just
he wasn't why he wasn't
just
bleeding through his clothes? Why he wasn't somewhere laying down? Just jump up and be like,
I'm all right,
The
guys.
adrenaline will have you jumping up, though. The adrenaline will let you go about this much. It'll let you,
adrenaline will, but it won't let you continue.
but he
Like
did pass out for a second.
he was going through the rest of this movie like he wasn't recovering from his back being mauled open by a mountain
Yeah,
lion.
they
And
didn't
I
say
was
it was
like,
realistic. They didn't say it was a
yeah.
realistic movie because we all know that
But
when
like
that mountain
thinking
lion
about it,
flied, I mean, tackled him like a linebacker, he would have been dead.
man, or maybe I'm sorry. Like not sorry, but sorry, physically sorry. Cause if I ever get by a mountain lion, I'm
I'm
taking
gonna
a
lay
year
there
off
and
work.
cry.
I'm taking a year off work, and I'm
Oh, you're
really
gonna
just
lay up.
like reevaluating a lot of things because that that was a lot.
Maybe I'm just gonna die. Not even gonna. I'm okay because the thing would have eaten you. Like at the end of the day, you wouldn't have gotten back up.
Yeah, and that would have been a completely acceptable response to
Yeah.
being mauled by a mountain because and I
The
was like, how are you sitting on a bucket? And man, as soon as I saw that
That
baby
little
mountain
baby.
lion,
I'd have got my, and I'd have been
Get him
having
out of
poop
there.
and pee running down my legs because I would have gotten the F on
I'm talking out of there because
immediately.
where a baby is,
The
the
mama is
mama is
always,
sure to be around.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
no.
So
First of all, let me tell you, the first thing is I'm not gonna be in nobody's desert shitting in no bucket. Let's start there. But
I'm
second,
not gonna be in nobody's desert without no transportation. Like that bus just like dropped them
oh
off
yeah, that too,
there,
Yeah,
that too, that too.
and
that
I
too.
could not.
Not gonna do
What
it.
I could not understand, I just feel like this movie, and I hate to just be dumping on it because it's obviously not a serious movie, but it's just like had so many holes in it to where I couldn't enjoy it because, like, okay, so this Mark Wahlberg character
Mm-hmm.
is like broke, but
Mm-hmm.
not broke. Like
So it's one of
he
them times where you like, where are you getting your money from? But like, why you also? But I've seen this played out in so many movies before.
Yeah, but it's done better. And like this was he had all this stuff done. Usually when it's like, oh, the one of the main characters owes a loan shark, they like show up and they might act like they got don't, but he wasn't just acting like he had money.
He
Like
had,
he put together a whole party in the desert.
Yeah.
And even though we saw where he was just like handing out checks because he wrote seal a check, which I guess was a bad check. We're supposed to assume it was a bad check, but not everybody even take checks no more like that. So
Exactly.
how
Were you getting away with this for so long, and he really did.
is it
Time I saw him
priority?
doing something, I was like, where is he? What does he do to have all these extravagant big
I
days every
assume,
single year?
to me, I assumed he had money from when he worked at the ad agency and he maybe was pocketing some,
having
maybe.
damn money like that? Not to
I don't know.
that like throwing a party like a cold desert.
Yeah,
That takes
that's
some
kind of
damn
wild.
serious money. That ain't no I work a 9 to 5, whatever 9 to 5 it is.
Well, he done had the money from the loan shark, the $47,000. Maybe he
What did
invested
he
in
even?
Bitcoin. I don't know.
Not in the Bitcoin. I mean, he
And
came out with -3 cents.
I felt like they could have even fixed it if he would have owed the loan shark a little bit more. Then I would have been like, oh, okay, well that's how he paid for the party.
Well,
Like if
that too, because I was like, maybe he used the money from
For the
them to
party.
pay for all the stuff that he had been doing.
but that party was more than 47,000. He
Here,
paid
maybe
2,000 on shellfish alone. No, 4,000.
we were
Yeah,
made to
which they
believe that.
didn't
But
pay
how much
that
does
off
it really
like I thought
cost
they would.
to
If
take
that loan
part?
shark would have been like, you owe me $250,000, I'll be okay. That's where the money okay, the party. Okay.
I hate to even go back into this conversation because we've had it several times
What is this
about
a hood classic? It's not a hood classic, Terrell. I just want to say.
This ain't
about
no
that him
classic at
paying
all.
off that $47,000.
So what now?
That $47,000 that
Oh,
Sonny paid off for him.
that ain't no conversation. That was dumb.
I missed it. What are we saying about the 47,000? What did we
Him
say?
not asking his wife to pay that $47,000 debt for his
That was
best friend
sheer
off.
stupidity.
What
Was
turn of
the
events made
dumbest thing.
him do that? I could like this movie was just missing things like certain elements that push this kind of plot along. Like I could see if like okay, what's the name Huck? Maybe if Huck saved his life, or like they went through something and Huck came through, then it'll be like, you know what, you came through for me. You always come through for me. We're best friends. I'm gonna give you $47,000. But no, it was like a whole consistently fucking up his life, and then he just like, you know what, I'm gonna give you $47,000. It was like, why?
Yeah.
What made him have happened?
They had
And I was like, am I not paying attention enough?
They had a conversation about, you know, them being in different stages of their life, and he was like, you know, why didn't you tell me about this, and let's talk about it, you're my friend, and then he did the whole seal thing when he threw the party and stuff like that, and I think that's what caused him to do it. They had a heart to heart, basically. And he was like, okay, you're my best friend, here's $47,000 when my ass does not go to work at all. Just saying. Because if I was Regina and I'd have came home to my house full of people and $47,000 of my money out of,
I wouldn't have worried about the house being full of people, but the money thing would have got me.
oh no, both of them, because I'm so tight on my money that it would have dinged $47,000 like the moment you took the money out. It would have been like, and then I would came home and people would have been in my house, and I'm gonna have to do questionable things to all of you because I'm mad.
Oh, dang, just because they was at your house?
Yeah, just because you're at my house. And
you're going to jail.
All right.
I'm going to jail regardless because you took 47. Like, I am fighting everyone. Everyone I see, like, we're just having it out until I can find my husband. And y'all might want to hide him. Y'all might want to shuffle him along out with you because what?
I will. I have a question for you guys. Was there any? Because I know Terrell said that there was a scene. There were a couple of scenes where he like laughed out loud. Like, what was the funniest scene to you, Terrell?
Oh man, I do not. I cannot. For some reason, I really don't remember this movie, and I just watched it this morning.
Literally,
it wasn't
good. It was not a good movie. It's not.
It wasn't very memorable.
I'm sorry. It like 0.5 because there are Black people in it.
The cast was so great, and I was like, I really want this to be good, and I was very.
I felt like he didn't have enough Black friends, but okay.
I mean, no.
And I was like, is that the problem?
I need Taj Mowry in something.
I really like Taj.
And how did him and Taj become close enough for him to ask to stay there? What happened? And the thing is, I love Taj in this movie. He was really great. But how did that even happen? Like, this movie
There's nothing. They were bonded.
Left.
Okay, but you know what? Coachella culture. Think about that. When people go and do when people do like Fyre Fest and Coachella and stuff like that, well, some people, the camaraderie type feel, it's like that carefree life of like, I'm smoking, I'm high, and like everyone becomes my friend. We're like this like mass thing where everyone is kind of like vibing. So you're walking past and you're like, yes, girl, let's go grab a drink with some random person.
You know, Kayla, I ain't that damn old. I done been to festivals and shit before now. You gotta do me like that.
I'm just saying that's what was happening.
But I'm just saying, like, the only
Taj a little bit more because they was like the only ones. So like, I'm gonna connect with you, and so he's still in that even when he asked him to stay.
The only thing Taj said to him was, "I'm a beekeeper," and that was it. And then they were best friends.
Connection, and he sat in his bed and did a little something strange for a little bit of change. So friends.
I think you describing something else, but all right.
I missed all that.
Y'all didn't see that part of the movie?
Did no, I missed
When he was
that.
like, when he came to the house and everyone was partying, and Taj was telling them how he told everyone that they could take off their shoes, and he blocked off the kids' room so no one would go in there. And he said that he went in his room and it was paused on some 90s.
Oh,
Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and he said that part. They became friends. Okay, they became friends.
That is a strange bond. Man.
What was
Sheesh.
the funniest part of this movie to me, I think, was more so there were two parts that I thought was kind of funny. The beginning scene of him flying out of that, getting thrown off, it was terrible. Like the CGI and everything was
Yeah.
awful,
That was-
but it was kind of funny because when that bird hit him in the face, I was like, you know what? Does this happen in real life? Because I would be, I would
These
already be
birds to watch out while I'm in the air.
terrified. But like, why did the bird have to hit me at the
It
same
wasn't
time?
just one
Like,
bird. It was multiple birds.
I was
Yeah,
cracking
it
up.
was like, yeah, a
I was cracking up because I was like,
bird
wow,
explosion.
wow. And I think the other funniest part for me was, like you said, the background characters, the school people, the school friends that he had, that whole thing right there when they were talking about how he needed to be fun. Everybody else was super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. The girl was like, "Don't listen to them. You sound like a very involved parent, and we like that." And everyone else like, "You don't even like your life." That entire scene was hilarious. I give it that.
I
All this me time,
I
but
will.
it wasn't really him getting his own time. It was basically just him fumbling around, going from place to place, from
It was
people to
supposed to be
people.
him having fun.
I
That's
guess
what it was supposed to be.
didn't none of that sound like fun.
No,
The time he started to the time he ended, wasn't none of that fun, except maybe singing with Seal. That probably would have been like, yeah,
that
that was
did
the
seem fun,
highlight.
but yeah,
And
because fun don't
still
fun to
doing
me.
that for $12,000 was
Weird.
okay.
Even
I
though
mean, I know
niggas
still he's still like
Seal, yeah,
respected.
he's still, yeah, like
Is
you got to pay. Oh my
Hell
goodness,
yeah.
Kayla.
okay.
Eh, But
Name a Seal song that I would know.
it's not about naming a Seal song that you know, but you know who Seal is.
Yeah.
Okay, sure,
It,
sure.
but no, it's plenty of people that were popping in the time he was popping that you don't know who they are. You, Kayla, like you, as a young person, but you know who Seal is.
Tell me somebody else who's around his age that I would know or his time. Just name
Because what
anybody.
Terrell, what was Kiss by a Rose done? That was like the
That was
90s,
90,
right?
yeah, mid 90s, like 95,
So
96.
name one of Seal's peers.
Okay, let's
Man,
see.
One.
I had to look that up. That ain't so you just
What is happening
hop
here?
on like Seal.
Uh,
That's not typing out.
Seal was doing his thing. Seal was like he was the guy.
I think like so. Okay, top R&B songs in '95 would be songs from Shaggy, Montel,
Montel Jordan.
Soul for Real. Oh Lord,
I
let's
do
see.
know who Shaggy is. He made that one song.
Do you know who the Tony Rich Project is?
No.
Yeah.
So those are his peers. So then, yes, if you were to say those are his peers, I would say I would know who Seal is.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So like Monica, Brandy.
Now, Monica Brand, I know all
Uh,
those shows.
I
Yeah.
know you know who they are. Um,
And see, to me, I would feel like if you would pay Monica more than you would pay Seal.
well, yeah, I'm just,
But
but you
also,
know
it's
who
not
Seal
unheard
is.
of if you think
What?
about it.
But
If you think about,
because
because we were actually just me and my friend, we were watching, I can't exactly remember what podcast it was, but Tyrese, Genuine, and
Tank,
Tank had their group, and we were watching how their group ended up disbanding, and it was because Tyrese was like, I'm kind of worth more than y'all. But if you thought about it, like Genuine is someone who had been around longer, probably put out more and or better songs than he did and things of that nature. But he took less of a pay cut. Like he got less money because he wasn't as relevant as Tyrese is, and things of that nature. So I think that even your stardom, the stardom that you have, like Beyonce, I feel like years from now, it's always gonna cost a lot of money to have Beyonce come and sing at your stuff.
Yeah.
But if you were to say, if you're not, it's really, really hard because who is an icon is like the real thing. Because I feel like of our times, like a Alicia, a Mariah, a Beyonce, shut up.
Alicia Silverstone, duh.
Oh,
Alicia Silverstone, duh.
Any of these people,
Clueless, yes.
Okay.
Their money is always going to probably be consistently high to have them come to you. But think about that. You could probably afford a Babyface to come to your wedding and sing, which you
Are you
probably couldn't have
serious?
done
You
that
believe
before.
you could afford Babyface?
No, okay, afford, not me personally, not me personally,
I
but
mean,
someone with some
anybody.
money, someone with a little bit of money could probably afford to have someone like a Babyface come sing at their wedding. You will probably
Wow.
First of all, Babyface will come and piss on your wedding. Serious?
you're never gonna make enough money to have Beyonce come sing at your wedding.
What?
But what I'm trying to say is that they take less the more popular. I mean, the less popular they get. Even if they were really, really popular back in the day, because of like the demand and things that they don't make you cut as big as a check as you would have had to back in the day.
Okay, so you think you could
And
get
that's what I'm trying to say. I hope I made this.
So you think you like, oh,
Stevie
Stevie
Wonder
Wonder? I think I
is
could get Stevie Wonder to come
no,
play
no,
at my
no,
child's
no.
birthday party.
Stevie Wonder is not one of those. He would not fall in the category of that. You're
But
still one say, I believe so.
First of all,
I am blown away. I am.
Y'all, but
lost
have you
for
guys
words.
ever worked like artist relations and stuff to know how much these people like charge to come places? Like
Yeah, all the time.
it fluctuates really, really. It gets lower. It gets
first of
lower.
all, no, Kayla, the thing is, we're not disagreeing with what you're saying, but we're disagreeing with who you're right. They're different artists it's going to be different brackets for paying for like a gig like that. That's not like a venue kind of thing. Okay. Babyface?
Yeah, not Babyface. You could have said anybody. You could have been like Apollo.
Okay, well,
and I would have been like, yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
these people. Y'all know I don't know these people. So I don't know if it's not Babyface. Pick another nigga. I don't know. Pick another one.
Did you just put Babyface in the same sentence as another nigga?
I know, right? Wow.
Babyface. First of all, Babyface.
If you're listening, I apologize. I had nothing to do with this.
Babyface and Quincy Jones are like, to me, like kind of on the same level.
Who is Quincy Jones?
Exactly. Those are people that you might not know who they are because they have put out music before, but they're very selective. But something people go rushing to get it.
Yeah.
Well, who is someone? Okay, well, let's do this then.
Did you just say who was Quincy Jones?
Yes, she did. And you can't, if somebody says that, then you can't even have a conversation with them because
you're obviously not from this planet.
Well,
he's only the most popular producer ever.
What song he sang?
Without Quincy Jones, there would be no Michael Jackson.
There'd be no
That we
Tamia.
know. Yeah, without
Okay.
Quincy Jones. Man, Quincy Jones goes all the way back to Ray Charles.
Okay.
That's how far back his career spans. Like Quincy Jones is that guy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, not we're sorry. Because I feel like we're
so far removed from this
we've
movie.
done a disservice. We need to be educating you more. Maybe we need to have more episodes where we're educating Kayla, because you can't go around thinking like this, Kayla. You can't.
Okay, wait. Is Quincy Jones is whatchamacallit, my daddy?
Rashida Jones.
Oh, Rashida Jones. Oh,
But
okay.
that's
I
not
know
why.
Rashida. I know Rashida.
That's not why Quincy Jones is famous.
Yeah, you know who Rashida is. Quincy.
Well,
Because
that's true.
Rashida wouldn't have been shit. Sorry. Love you, Rashida. I actually really love you. But you got a famous daddy.
Yeah, nepotism. Plain and simple.
First of all, you know, we are so way off this movie, which I
You
feel like
ain't
it's
lying.
fine.
The
I
movie
feel like
wasn't
it's fine
good.
because the movie wasn't even that good. However, can we talk about Nepo babies and why people like were like up in arms about this? Because that was kind of wild. Because I'm like, why are you back biting on the careers of your coattails of your famous parents? And like, bitch, I would too. If my dad was fucking Michael Jackson, my ass would be biting off his coattail as well. What are you talking about? I don't need my talent to speak for me. I would. That is why I am glad to have a famous father. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like nepotism, I'm all about it. Sign me up.
Right. I was like, these people are crazy, and that just shows how the world is.
Mhm.
That's
Especially
insane.
if I have the talent now. Like, you know, a lot of people benefit from nepotism, and they don't even have the talent, or they don't even have like even the desire. They're just like put in place. Oh, my dad's the CEO here, so I'm here too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And like,
that's not fair. But it's like something where you have the talent and you're like, yeah, help me get a leg up, sure.
not even that, because at the end of the day, I feel like, so yes, my dad is the CEO, like I don't know, the CEO of Home Depot. To me, why am I? Why would you think I wasn't going to be in some power of position of Home Depot? Now the difference for me, difference for me is going to be if I was just effing everything up. If I'm not effing everything up, I don't know why you wouldn't expect me to be riding on the coattail. Like
I'm learning the business.
right. Like
Yeah.
So people were really, really upset about actors' children being put in roles because their parents were famous. And I'm like,
it won't happen. It's never going to stop happening. People put in places that they want to put in places. If you're in a position of power and you have that power to put someone in a place and you want them in that place, that's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
And then to people's point where they were trying to say like, well, they're not as good of an actress as someone else, so you could give this role to someone else and da da da. My thing there is like, one, that's the privilege of being freaking famous. Like, and then how do they learn? I mean, it's just favor ain't fair.
Exactly.
And
there's people with no talent that people are glom to for absolutely no reason. And
there you go.
It's like you don't even have to be talented. You just have to be.
Right. And that's why I'm saying like the whole Nepo baby conversation to me was just wildly ridiculous.
Well, I got a question for y'all, like about kids and getting back to the film.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about parents living vicariously through their children? Like, cause this portion of this movie was him kind of, the main character kind of forcing his son to play the piano or play the keyboard or whatever.
Kind of one time until that talent show. I
Yeah,
didn't even
that was
see.
awful. Because as great as a parent as he was and was like, showing up and being there, he didn't listen to them. That baby was trying to say he was a comedian, he was funny, he liked the ha ha and he. And you literally was like, no, that's not a real talent. Learn the piano and force you to do 20, what do you say,
20
120,000?
minutes a day. Yeah,
But it was like 100,000 or something like that, 10,000 hours or something like that. And I was just
man,
like,
goodness gracious. If you don't love it, them gonna be some painful
what?
10,000 hours.
But one thing that did annoy me, and I just try not to talk about people parenting, but his parent, I guess, like, because he was so focused on being this supportive, like, house husband or whatever, like, he was really doing a lot, almost crippling them.
Yeah,
Like, because the little girl, she was a big ass 8-year-old or whatever in the hell she was, and she couldn't carry her bag. Like,
Wow.
and
I,
then the little
you know,
boy was like, he was like, he basically did his homework for him,
yeah, no,
and
that.
I was just like,
Now, I'm
what's
not gonna
going
do that
on
about that
here?
baby because if I was the 8-year-old and I would, I am a princess. I don't need to hold my bag. Yeah, I don't need to hold it. That's how. I don't need to hold my bag. You got it. Thank you,
well,
father.
I will say,
Oh, father, you're not gonna do it, brother. Please grab my bag. I'm going to school. Yeah, no, that one I understood.
Let me tell you something. I may not have children, but I have worked with children for decades, and like when parents do stuff like that, it make it hard for the rest of the day. I remember I was working this one job where like um these parents drop their kids off. I had this one parent that they would drop their kid off. It was like a kind of a camp for like autistic children.
Hmm.
This one parent would drop his child off, and for the first 30 minutes of the day, it would be him hugging her and like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, and like we're standing here like, okay, we're ready to go inside and start the day, start our classes.
wow.
And it's like that whole he put that whole princess mentality in her, and it lasted the whole day. And I'm not saying he need to be like, get inside, bitch, but like
Sometimes you do gotta say
Oh my
that.
god.
I wasn't gonna say
So
that,
funny.
but sometimes. But but the fact that like when he was making the when Regina Hall's character was making their little breakfasts and stuff, and he was, I don't want any Pop Tarts. Dad always makes a smoothie. Well, your daddy ain't here. Okay.
That's what you go. Well, I will say this. I kind
Woo!
of it's like you see something and you want them to. It's not that I'm wanting to live vicariously through them, but I
Mhm.
want them to like be good at something. Be, even if it's not anything that I was good at something. Have some passion in life that you think you want to lean toward. Because
Are you saying that because you want my baby to be a basketball star?
the oldest one or the little one he's doing that on his own. He is like he in the gym. Like, the little one, I don't know where he gets this love of basketball from, but man,
From his daddy.
but he loves it more than me.
You think?
Like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know so. Like he's really in it. And the oldest one, he's like, basketball, I love it. And I
I
look at him like, you don't love it.
Oh no. I think what's
You
most
leave my
important.
damn baby alone.
I think what's really most important about like saying that you're going to live vicariously through is living through the experiences of what your kids are interested in.
Mm.
So if the baby said, I wanted you to be a musician or I wanted to be a musician, but my child wants to be, a comedian, maybe I find a way to play into that. Like maybe hey son, you want to do your comedy special? Let me write the your walkout song or whatever. Like the song that you want to walk out to on your next special. Like find a way in there to kind of, you know.
But like that's what I'm talking about. Like with these kids, it was like this movie could have come full circle with that if there was at least just one conversation with him saying that you're into comedy and looks like you want to be a comedian. I don't think that's a way for you to go, or I don't, or you're not. You know, you might not become a famous comedian, like something like that. But it was like he didn't even know that his kid wanted to be a comedian.
Mm.
But
He, I
they
feel like
led you to believe like he watched all these comedy specials. Like I'm watching Eddie Murphy Raw. I'm watching Bill Burr. I'm watching. He was like, you can watch this for 100th time. Like you could tell, like he was really, really into comedy, and comedy
Right.
was his passion. But he was like, I want you to be the next me. Like, there's nobody gonna be the next
I'm
me.
just saying, like I could see if we were given a reason as to why he was ignoring it. It just made him look like an asshole
it
father.
did,
Now, if
but
he would have been like, "Oh, I'm ignoring it because I don't want you to do it because I don't think that's a good career path for you," okay, that would have been more acceptable than him being like, "I didn't like comedy." It was like at the talent show, it was like a big giant surprise. Like,
Yeah. But
but
there
what
was a
was
lot of
also
things
real
in this
crazy to
movie.
me though was the whole I didn't know the oh my god, I forgot the EpiPen, like the very life serious EpiPen by the mama.
and
And
why did he have one?
oh my god, why
I guess I don't
why
know.
don't you know your daughter is learning an entire new language? Like that was kind of wild to
I
me.
guess that's the message. I guess that's the message that this film was trying to relay. That
Uh-huh.
not only were they not paying attention to each other, but they weren't paying attention to their kids. But it just did not land.
Yeah.
Like, and then at the end, the fix was okay. So we're gonna start a party planning, and that's gonna fix everything. Woohoo!
This movie was poorly written. I don't know who wrote this movie, John Hamburg, but he need to go back to the drawing board. I don't
Ooh,
know what else he's written, but
hot take, hot
this was
take.
terrible. This was terribly written.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say what I would have probably preferred this movie have been was a something along the lines of exactly what Kirsten was saying. Like they weren't paying attention to each other. They weren't paying attention. More of a movie about how you get in your routine, how you know kind of drift off from how you can drift off from each other because you're in so much of a routine, and then getting back to being a attentive loving family like that probably would have made where you get time for yourself to be yourself and you get time for yourself to be yourself and you guys come together like that would have made a movie about balance or something of that nature would
Yeah,
have
because I felt like they spent a lot of time like trying to repair the friendship. And honestly,
in real life.
friendships end. There were people that I were like best friends with when I was young, and I don't even know where they at now. Like, and even and some, I mean, relationships and friendships are important, obviously, but it's like the biggest takeaway was that they repaired their relationship by going into business together. But it didn't show how he like repaired his relationship with his wife or the kid. Like it was just
And they were so not that, and those were the more important people.
like what is yeah, it was like everything else just fell into place. It was like
That's what this movie didn't really make that much sense. And I also was thinking about like they didn't show anything being resolved and they were just rushing to this. Like at the beginning, you get a little bit of Kevin and Mark
Hmm.
Wahlberg, and then you don't see Mark Wahlberg for a long time, and you see this family thing going on, and then it's heavy Mark Wahlberg and a little bit of family, and then a little bit of more family, Mark Wahlberg, and then the movie ends. It's like it wasn't balanced.
There was
yeah,
It
no
was
yeah,
there was
absolutely.
story at the beginning of the movie. You getting you we got real like storytelling, real, and then when we got into like the whole everything, it was no longer a story.
they
It
could
was
have
just
took Mark Wahlberg
things
out of there.
happening on screen.
Yeah.
So I would give this one, I would say, out of all the movies that we've come to review, this is probably the worst one that we've done. But we need those movies sometimes.
Do we?
This was hard, Kayla. This was hard.
It was
I
hard.
I will say like I don't know. I don't know. I be trying to fix things that don't need to be fixed, but I felt like a better ending to this movie would have been instead of giving him any money, instead of going into business with him, would have been a hard conversation about our lives are headed in different directions. I love you, but
This ain't
we
easy.
can't be friends like that. And then because we've movies that have taken that ending, I
Mm-hmm.
can't think of any right now, but I know I've seen like buddy comedies where it's like I can't do this anymore. Like
Come to the
The
end
breakup
of the
with
road. A little breakup.
the breakup, yeah, where it's just like, and then maybe there could have been like maybe a montage scene at the end where Huck is getting his life together, and then um uh not Maya and Sonny and bonding with their kids. And then maybe the last scene could be Uncle Huck comes to dinner and is like playing with the kids. But that whole fucking rails, like with the business, and
It did.
it was a lot.
they wanted this. They wanted it to be so funny. They just wanted to add so much comedy to it.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you gotta dial the comedy back to get to the story. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
having the
really
little bits
It
is
wasn't
all
good.
good and all, but you gotta actually tell a story that makes sense. And a lot of the stuff that happened in this movie didn't make any sense. How did they get in that man's house? What, he had a key?
Thank
And then
you. How?
is the
Like
next part.
this thing was gated. Like, bro, you just can't stroll up into some millionaire's estate and just be doing
None of
whatever.
it made sense. And how were her parents, I guess, retired in San Jose? And she's like, I didn't have time to write a book. If you have money to retire there, I'm sorry, you had some time to write a fucking book. I'm sorry.
He said it was
Like
funny.
it was a lot of stuff that just did not.
On the beach while her I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, but I'm not going to say that a stay-at-home mom like raising kids is not like a full-time job, because it is.
No.
But those kids were grown,
It is.
so you couldn't. I would have had a book to write. Those kids were grown,
Yeah,
and y'all had money to like be
all right.
retired in San Jose, like to where somebody got to land on your lake with a seaplane. Y'all, that was
wild.
this
Well,
movie just was a lot, but also not enough.
I feel like we probably don't need to do best, worst, and weirdest, but I would love to leave off with a very interesting fact, which was that this movie had a budget of $80 million.
They fleece somebody. Woo. They got Netflix good
Do
with
with
that
The
one.
mountain lion that had to have gone to just the mountain lion trainer.
I'm pretty sure that was CGI.
It was terrible CGI too.
So, like, can you imagine, like, I know that no one got paid, like, just an $80 million to do this film, but people were paid out of $80 million. And, like, to me, was it worth it? I feel like that $80 million could have been spent elsewhere. Literally anywhere else than this film. But
Yeah.
there you have it. Any other final thoughts?
Well, we can do for best, worst, weirdest.
Do we really need to do?
I mean, we've been kind of doing it all episode, but
Yeah.
I know, right?
But all right, I'll go. My best was that I got to see. I think that the supporting characters were really, really good. And sometimes, and you know what? Sometimes they always are. Sometimes, not all times. Supporting characters are the backbone of movies, and they held this one up very, very well. So that's my best. My worst was that they spent a lot of money on this movie for it to be trash, and I do mean trash. Weirdest would be like you said, nope, no real. It was just scenes happening on TV. That's me.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Best part of the film was when the credits rolled and I was able to cut this shit off. But I
That's
did
hilarious.
like the cast, and I wish they had better material to work with because putting that cast together, I'm sure it wasn't easy. And I like the chemistry between Kevin Hart and Regina Hall. They're always good together when I see them two together.
That is true.
Now that is, let me tell you, Regina deserve, okay, because they like to put her off as like the other Regina or whatever, and not so. Regina is hilarious.
I like
She's such a good actress. I really, really like her. And Anna. I think Anna is funny too. And everybody, and I know I did it earlier when they be like, that's Craig, mama, but that is an actress. She is so funny and yeah. And then, the daddy, he's just famous. That- Okay, wait.
Do you not know who John Amos is?
Don't you do it.
I
Oh
know,
my
but I was like,
god!
is he the same person from um he's the same guy from Good Times, right? That's the
Yeah,
daddy, right?
yeah.
I just made that connection. I just made that connection because I was thinking, I was like, damn, I know him from somewhere. I know him from somewhere. And he's the daddy from Good Times.
Wow,
Moving on up.
We
To
gonna have to start a summer
that was
camp
not good times.
for just for Kayla.
not Good Times. Oh my god.
That was not good times.
What was Good Times theme song, y'all? Oh god. Oh god.
Oh my god! I know the Jeffersons and Good Times came out about the same time, but yeah, them songs they totally slap differently, but they both slap. But they both slap differently.
This is true.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am embarrassment to myself. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
Anywho, we can move on.
Well, um,
Yo, what would y'all do without me? I don't know.
you definitely add an element to this podcast that we wouldn't
That
be able to
hasn't
do
been seen
ourselves.
before.
Well, my best worst weirdest. Damn it, Gerard, did you finish?
Oh yeah, the worst part of this film was that the plot was flimsy. They depended too much on comedy when they didn't need to. And the weirdest part of this film was things just happened. I don't like when things just happen just to happen. Like getting into that
Yeah.
man's house, him knowing exactly where you are to get to you to land his seaplane.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like,
Not
how
gonna
do you know
lie.
where she is? Like, that's what made it seem like it was something more going on than it really was when it really wasn't. Like,
Because
Yeah.
he said you told me about the area. He never said you told me exactly where you live, and now I'm here. Because that was a
exactly.
little crazy.
Yeah, it plain shit. So yeah. Um. Okay. My best worst weirdest. Best would be I do enjoy seeing Kevin and Regina on screen together, and there were also like a lot of. I guess me just basically the casting. There were a lot of people in movie that were casted that like we know from way back in the day, and it was
Mhm.
good to see them like Maria Horsford and John Amos and Todd. It was good to see them. We hadn't seen them in a while, especially Taj,
Mhm.
and so that was good. The worst would just be plot holes, and I feel like this was just let's just. It felt like they were like, let's write a whole bunch of jokes and then put a plot around it.
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
it made it so to where the jokes didn't land and neither did the plot. And even like you could tell they were just trying to do just jokes, and they didn't even land because the plot was just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the weirdest would be just that whole financial situation. I can't say it enough. That it was just weird. Just there.
Yeah.
Um, and I already mentioned why that was weird, but just like the whole his money situation, and then the loan shark, and then just like stupid and weird. So yeah, that's it. It's happy hour. Who we having a cocktail with? Terrell? Who would you share?
I am going to share a cocktail with that Uber driver. She was hilarious.
She was good. She was very good.
At first, I was like, don't be weird. But then she was funny. She was
Mm-hmm.
funny, especially when she was breaking them dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
She
my
was
fun.
tearing the dishes up.
I was cracking up, honestly, Julie. She said I was going in there. Y'all said y'all needed to destroy some stuff. So here I
Yeah.
am, destroying some stuff. Doing what you asked, okay? I think it's time to wrap on up, but apparently.
Yeah. Who you having a cocktail with?
I'm having a cocktail with. Dang, I kind of like the Uber driver too. Dang, why you have to take that? We just gonna all have drinks with her too. She was funny. And if you guys, I realized where she was from. She's from the Sex Lives of college girls. Y'all should check it out. It's really actually a really good series.
Okay.
Really good series.
My baby has joined the podcast, joined the chat. Hey, Langston.
Did you give yours, Kirsten?
No. Who would I have? I'm probably gonna have a cocktail with Huck because he was broke, but at least he knew how to party. Hey.
I mean, honestly, Julie.
I have fun at my. Don't read me.
Okay, don't beat you. All right, bye.
Yeah. But yeah, so Terrell, what you binging this week?
Rewatching Last of Us and watching Grand Crew.
I haven't started the second season yet. I'm so excited.
And there's some stuff I'm waiting on to pile up. Like I'm waiting on Bel Air, that second season. I'm waiting for it to come all the way out because I don't want to.
Oh, so it was renewed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, back. It's already back.
I haven't started it yet, but yeah, I will watch it.
Whatever.
I will. Because I was looking at the little trailer. I need to watch the show like I've been saying I'm gonna do. So shut your dang mouth, T-Rex. Mm-hmm. Kayla, what you binging this week? Or whatever?
Y'all know what I've been doing. I've been watching Naruto. I'm on the last 100 episodes. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
The last 100.
I'm gonna cry.
Whoa.
It's 100 episodes, but like it's still 20 minutes a piece. So I'll probably be done with those by the end of April. If not before the 15th. And then I started watching Boruto, which is the series about his son. And yeah, there's some movies coming out that I can't wait to see. Like The Little Mermaid eventually is coming out. Can't wait to see that.
That's next month, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, because I think it is May. So yeah, it's coming on.
All the girlies and the boilies, boys can come too. We love all of them. Everybody, just go and support.
I can't wait to go see it. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna wear. Something mermaidy.
I'm going to be a mermaid. Like period. I am going to literally sew my legs together and fish my way to. No, just kidding.
Your ass gonna need a tetanus shot, but.
I think I'm just gonna watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the red hair. It's gonna be a thing. Let's just.
Oh God. Well, I am binging Supernatural. Finishing that. I've been enjoying comfort media here lately, like just
pretty much
watching something I know. But I did watch season 2 of Miss Pat. I mean season 3. Sorry, season 3.
How was it?
That show is hilarious. Excuse me. And what's funny is like it's so interesting, like seeing people's different comedic strengths. Like, cause Miss Pat, I don't think she's very funny situationally. She's just, even like when she delivers her lines, it sounds like she's doing stand up, but she's hilarious on stage. But Tammy Roman, oh my god, she
Yeah,
is
Tammy
giving.
found her thing.
She is giving in that show.
Mm.
You,
Yeah,
Miss
I'm
Pat.
still on the first season.
Yeah,
But
Tammy, she gets even better. Like by the end of it, damn, she made that show funny. Um, but let's see. I started Swarm. I haven't gone back to it because
I
it's
don't.
real heavy to me.
oh really?
Even though I know it's like,
It looked heavy when I was like, this is
This
different.
one movie. That's one show I'm not interested in seeing. It, even though everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so good," I was like, "I'm good."
I don't see where anybody's talking about it's good.
I've
People been
seen
saying
people
it's
say
good.
this. Yeah, I've seen people say this was great. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I mean, shows. I was like, hell no.
Mm. But I'm not gonna lie, I watched it, I guess, because of nepotism. Hey, nepotism does help. Because I was like, because Paris Jackson is in it, and I was like, okay, I want to see that.
Oh, Michael Jackson.
So yeah, she's only in like one episode, but but you don't even recognize. So,
I
but
like
yeah,
Dominique
she's
Fisher, the black girl who stars in it. She's a great actress. I really like her.
yeah, I like her.
I don't want to see it.
It's so all over the place, and you for the first it's one of those shows where you watch it like, and I can't look away. What's going on?
Mm-mm.
So,
Well,
but yeah, so
that's it.
that's it. So that's our show. Any final thoughts?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, joining us on this Sunday, and we hope you enjoyed the show and our discussion around me time. To learn more about the show, you can head to sipsandscripts.com or like us on Facebook. We're Sips and Scripts Podcast in both places. And if you've got a suggestion for about, or you want to like add to the conversation, or if you just want to say, hey, leave us a message. You can message us on social media, or you can leave us a voicemail on Anchor, and we'll play it on the show. So, thanks again, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
We won't see y'all next week, but I won't.
Oh wait, no, we won't. Next week is Easter. Yes, so we will not be here next week, but you can catch us the following week. And
put on y'all Sunday's best and go on down to the church house.
Yes, go to church.
yes,
Hallelujah.
and save me an Easter egg.
It's your one time out of the year. Your one or your two out of the year. So go on there and put your clothes on and go to church.
Okay.
All right.
So Easter, we'll see you guys.